Okay, just like Canadians are wondering, I'm sure many Americans are wondering what the winter of 2017 into 2018 holds for them. So this information I've gotten from the Old Farmer's Almanac for 2018, and I'm going to tell Americans what the weather forecast is for the winter of 2017 to 2018, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. So for area number 1 of this map, the Northeast, which includes Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, eastern New York State, and Massachusetts. The Northeast, winter will be milder than normal on average, with above normal precipitation and snowfall. The coldest periods will be in late December and early February. The snowiest periods will be in late November and early to mid December, mid to late January, and early to mid February. So for area number 2 of this map, the Atlantic corridor, which includes Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, as well as the eastern part of Virginia, So for the Atlantic corridor, winter temperatures will be above normal on average, with the coldest periods in early to mid-December, late December, early January, and early February. Precipitation will be above normal with below normal snowfall. The snowiest periods will occur in late December and mid to late January. So for Area 3 of this map, the Appalachians, which includes the very westernmost portion of North Carolina, Virginia, like the majority of Virginia anyways, as well as Maryland, the majority of Pennsylvania, except for a very small strip in the west, and it looks like a very small eastern portion of West Virginia, as well as a very small southern portion of New York State. Winter will be warmer than normal, with above normal precipitation and below normal snowfall. The coldest periods will be in late December, early and mid-January, and early and mid-February. The snowiest periods will be in mid to late November, early and mid to late January, and mid-March. So for area number 4 of this map, the Southeast, which includes the majority of North Carolina except for a very small strip in the west, it looks like a very small southern tip of Virginia, as well as South Carolina and the great majority of Georgia, with the exception of a very small portion of the northwest corner of Georgia. Winter will be warmer and rainier than normal, with below normal snowfall. The coldest periods will be in early January and early February. The best chances for snow will be in early January and early February. So the 5th portion of this map is for Florida. By the way, if you hear some noise going on in the background, there's some activity. I'm filming this on a Wednesday afternoon. There's some activity going on outside. So hopefully it can be heard well enough over whatever is going on outside. But the 5th portion of this map is for Florida. For Florida, the winter will be milder than normal, with the coldest temperatures in early January mid to late January, and early February. Rainfall will be much above normal in the north and slightly above in the south. So area 6 on this map is the lower lakes. So that includes western New York State, as well as the very northwest tip of Pennsylvania, the northern portion of Ohio, the northern portion of Indiana. It includes the northern and eastern portion of Illinois, as well as the majority of Michigan, like southern Michigan right up. It includes all of Michigan except for the very northern tip of Michigan. And okay, so for the lower lakes, winter will be warmer than normal, with slightly above normal precipitation. The coldest periods will be in early to mid-December, early January, and mid-February. Snowfall will be above normal in Ohio and below normal elsewhere, with the snowiest periods in early to mid-December, late December, early January, and early February. So section 7 of this map is the Ohio Valley, which includes the southern part of Ohio, the southwestern section of Pennsylvania, the great majority of West Virginia, with the exception of the eastern portion of West Virginia. The eastern portion of West Virginia is in area number 3 of the map, as well as Kentucky, the southern portion of Indiana, and the southern portion of Illinois. And it looks like the very southeastern tip of Missouri. So for the Ohio Valley, winter will be warmer than normal, with slightly above normal precipitation and below normal snowfall. The coldest periods will be in early to mid-December, late December, early January, and early and mid-February. The snowiest periods will be in mid-December, early February, and mid-March, middle of March. So section 8 of this map is the Deep South. Now the Deep South includes Tennessee, Alabama, the very northwestern tip of Georgia, the very northwestern tip of Florida as well too, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas. So for section 8 of this map, winter will be rainier and slightly cooler than normal. With near or above normal snowfall. The coldest periods will be in early to mid-December, early and mid-January, and early February, with snowfall most likely across the north in early to mid and late December, early January, and early February. So for section 9 of this map, the upper Midwest, which includes the majority of Wisconsin. So the southeastern tip of Wisconsin is included in area number 6 of the map. So so for the majority of Wisconsin, the northern portion anyways, as well as Minnesota, as well as the easternmost portions of North and South Dakota. So for the upper Midwest, winter will be warmer than normal, with the coldest periods in late November, early and late December, early January, and early February. Precipitation and snowfall will be below normal, with the snowiest periods in mid to late December and early to mid-February. So for section number 10 of this map, the Heartland, which includes Missouri, at least the majority of Missouri, except for the very southeastern tip of Missouri, which is included in section number 7, as well as the majority of Kansas, the eastern 2/3 of Kansas, the eastern section of Nebraska, the southeastern tip of South Dakota, as well as Iowa, the southwestern tip of Wisconsin, and the westernmost portion of Illinois. Winter will be milder than normal, with above normal precipitation and snowfall. The coldest periods will be from late November into early December, from late December into early January, and in early February. The snowiest periods will be in mid-November, early to mid and late December, and early February. So for section number 11 of this map, Texas and Oklahoma, winter will be colder than normal, but above normal precipitation. The coldest periods will be from late November into early December, from late December into early January, and in early February. Snowfall will be near to above normal, with the snowiest periods in late December and early to mid-February. So next section here is section number 12, which is the High Plains. So section 12, the High Plains, includes the western half of Nebraska, the western 1/3 of Kansas. It looks like a very small northwestern tip of Oklahoma, a very small northern part of Texas as well too, like northwestern tip of Texas, as well as a very small northeastern portion of New Mexico, eastern half of Colorado, the northeastern half of Wyoming, the eastern 3/4 of Montana, the western 2/3 of North and South Dakota, as well as the western half of Nebraska and the western 1/3 of Kansas. So, for the High Plains, winter will be warmer than normal, with slightly above normal precipitation. The coldest periods will be from late November into early December, and from late December into early January. Snowfall will be normal. Snowfall will be normal in the north and above in the south, with the snowiest periods in mid and late November, mid to late December, and early to mid-March. Okay, again, sorry about the noise in the background. There's some activity going on outside. So hopefully you can hear me above this, above what's going on outside. So section 13 is the Intermountain section. So basically the very north-central tip of New Mexico, the western half of Colorado, the southwestern half of Wyoming, the western one quarter of Montana, all of Idaho, the eastern two-thirds of Washington State, the eastern half of Oregon, the majority of Nevada, except for the southern tip of Nevada, the majority of Utah, except for the very southeastern tip of Utah, as well as a north central portion of Arizona. So for the Intermountain area, winter will be colder than normal, especially in the south, with the coldest periods from late November into early December, and in late December, mid-January, and early February. Precipitation will be slightly below normal in the north and above in the south, with above normal snowfall in both. The snowiest periods will be in early and mid to late December, mid-January, early and mid-February, and early March. So section 14 is the desert southwest, which includes the very western tip of Texas, the majority of New Mexico, except for the southeastern tip, which is included in section 11 of this map, and as well as the north central tip of New Mexico, which is included in section 13 of this map, as well as the southern two-thirds of Arizona, the southern tip of Nevada, and the southeastern tip of sorry about that. Let me start again. So section 14 is the desert southwest, which includes the western tip of Texas, the majority of New Mexico, except for the southeastern tip of New Mexico in section 11, and the northern tip of New Mexico in section 13, the bottom two-thirds of Arizona, the southern tip of Nevada, as well as the southeastern tip of California. So for the desert southwest, winter will be colder than normal, with above normal precipitation. The coldest periods will be from late November into early December, and in late December and mid-January. Snowfall will be above normal in the east and near to below normal in the west, with the snowiest periods in late December, early and mid-January, and early February. Okay, so section 15 of this map is the Pacific Northwest, which includes the western third of Washington State, the western half of Oregon, and the very northern portion of California. So for the Pacific Northwest, winter will be drier and slightly colder than normal, with near to below normal snowfall. The coldest periods will occur from late November into early December, and in late December, with the snowiest periods in early to mid and late December. So section 16 of this map is the Pacific Southwest, which is the majority of California. So basically all of California except for the northern portion of California and the southeastern tip of California. So for the Pacific Southwest, winter will be colder than normal, with rainfall above normal in the north and near normal in the south. The coldest periods will occur from late November into early December and in early February. Mountain snows will be above normal, with the stormiest periods in early to mid-November and early and late January. So Section 17 is Alaska. In Alaska, winter season temperatures will be milder than normal, with the coldest periods in early to mid-January and early February. Precipitation will be above normal north and near normal south, while snowfall will be above normal central and below normal north and south. The snowiest periods will be in late November, early to mid-December, and late March. And the final section of this map, Section 18, Hawaii. In Hawaii, winter season temperatures will be below normal on average, with the coolest periods in early and mid-December, early and mid-January, and mid-February. Rainfall will be below normal, with the stormiest periods in mid-December and early and mid-March. Okay, so that's the winter forecast according to the Old Farmer's Almanac 2018 for the United States. The Farmer's Almanac claims to be accurate 80% of the time. So we'll see what this winter holds. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for watching.